Hi everyone and welcome. In Power Query, when you view the column distribution, there are two values, the number of distinct values and the number of unique values. But what's the difference between these two terms? In this video, I'll explain the difference along with explaining why these figures might not tally to the number of rows in your dataset and why it's important to view these figures, especially when setting the primary key for a table. The difficulty with the terms distinct and unique is that in real-world general conversations, the words are often used interchangeably. However, in data, they are two separate terms, arriving at two separate figures. To help with explaining the figures in Power Query, I thought I would begin with a simple example outside of Power Query. On the screen, I have two rectangles, four circles and a triangle. So if I asked how many different types of shapes there are on the page, my answer is 3, with the types being rectangle, circle and triangle. In data terms, the 3 different types of shapes would give me my distinct value. So I would say there are 3 distinct shapes. If I asked you which shapes only appeared once, the answer would be the triangle. In data terms, the triangle would be a unique value as it only appears once. This means that my unique count would be 1. The rectangle and circle shape would not be counted in the unique count as they feature more than once. So on the screen, I have 3 distinct values and 1 unique value. Note that these are separate figures. I have the distinct count and I have the unique count. Also note that I am not counting the total number of shapes on the page, which is 7. The total number of shapes is akin to the total number of rows in your data set. Okay, so now returning to Power Query. I have a small data set which has a column called location, which contains a list of countries, and I've got a second column called sales, which contains sales values. At the top, in view, I have the column distribution enabled, which provides the charts which appear at the top of each column. You can see underneath the chart that the distinct number of values is 100, with there being 95 unique values. Note also that the number of rows in our data set is 106. The distinct value of 100 means that there are 100 different countries in the location column. We know that there are 106 rows in the data set, so we can now tell that some countries are mentioned more than once in the column. And this is confirmed by looking at the chart which shows the frequency of the categories. The longer the line, the more often the category is mentioned. The unique value of 95 is telling us that of the values in the location column, 95 of the countries appear only once. From this, we can tell that 5 countries are appearing more than once, as we have 100 distinct countries, of which 95 appear once. If I hover over the chart, you will see that percentages appear. And this is telling us that in the 106 rows that are in the data set, there are 100 distinct values, which equates to 94% of the total, and 89% is unique. If you would like to see the chart in more detail, then in View, select Column Profile, and at the bottom you can now see which countries have been mentioned more than once. In this case we have Spain, Turkey, Poland, Germany and Italy. An additional point to note is that nulls will be counted as a value in distinct count. So I am going to just quickly change my data set to add another row just to demonstrate this. So I now have 107 rows. And if I now go down to my column profile, I can see that I have got one empty row, but my distinct count has gone up to 101 and my unique count has gone up to 96. So that's just some small thing to watch out for. So my null is being counted as a country in my distinct count because Power Query doesn't know that null isn't a country. But also note that because null is just appearing once in that column, it's impacting on the unique count as well. My unique count has gone up by 1. If there was more than one null, remember the unique count would not be impacted. And note at the time of recording, this output contradicts that which is in Microsoft's documentation, which indicates nulls should not be counted in the unique count. But currently, Power Query is counting them. So why does the distinction between unique and distinct matter? Well, if you were looking to understand how many countries were reporting sales, the distinct value is the value we'd look to. So here, back in my original data set, 100 countries were reporting sales. However, if you wanted to know how many countries only reported their figures once, then you would look to the unique figure. These values are also important when checking if a column may be used as the primary key. In this next example, I have over 1,000 rows, so I've changed the column profiling to be based on the entire data set. Because remember, by default, Power Query only profiles the first 1,000 rows of your data. Note that now I don't actually see the number of rows, but if I go to View and make sure that column profile is on, then if I click on the column, property UPRN, I can see the number of rows in the data set being the figure at count. I can see how many distinct values I have and how many unique values I have. And as these values all match and I have no empty values, therefore this column can be used as the primary key. If the figures didn't match and you were trying to use this as the primary key, then this could cause table relationship issues, especially if the figures previously matched. To quickly recap, distinct is how many different types of values you have, so it ignores duplicates. For unique, it's how many values appear only once. So the next time you're in Power Query, take a look at the column distribution feature. It's incredibly powerful for understanding your data at a glance. If this video helped clear up the difference between distinct and unique in Power Query for you, please hit the like button, hit subscribe to hear more data hints and tips, and let me know in the comments below what other Power Query or Power BI concepts may appear confusing, as I'd like to consider making a video about it. Thanks for watching.